guys? The Hill Twins X Team Foe is here.
What is up, guys? The Hill Twins.
We have
here.
Eon Hill here. Top 8 split. Probably could have took the event. I know we got pressured into splitting, but
it was a 2.5 hour match.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But with the man with the master plan, Vegeks, errated Bibity deck profile for you guys. How'd you do before you?
I went 3-0. I went XO1, whatever. I forget
So 3 wins and 1 draw.
It wasn't, So, on the draw, I drew to Boma. I misplayed. That was my game, but it was also a very strong player that I was playing against regardless. The Vegeks, he's the man. I mean, despite all things considered, he still does what he does consistently, and he forces your opponent to play with the bare bones of the game, which is basically they have to drop cards or they're going to take damage. Simple. And then that's legit. He is the master at that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. You guys already know what Vegeks does. First 5, draw a card, awakens at 4, or if you have 20, he untaps, draws a card, and if he has more than 6 life, he can take life until he has 6. When he awakens, he draws 1 card, mills 5, and then he can choose a unison and give it a black unison and give it double strike. And then he doesn't deck out. Okay, so that's that. So we start off, I do 2 Dark Power Black Now Saiyan. Just a strong card. It helps you. It helps you in situations where essentially you can't awaken effectively as well. But he's great against the mirror match. He's great against green. He's great against basically any deck that can put in play cards that due to effects. So he's really good.
Do you want to just put it like that and then just slide it over?
Yeah, I'll do that. So that's that. I did 4.
Leave that here, yeah.
4 Kais. They're pseudo combos. They come out for free. They can be picked up with Power Burst. You know the vibes.
Yep.
Kotsukai. I honestly wish I played 4 of him today. 3 was phenomenal, but the matchups that I played, he just did too much. I played a lot of red, and just being able to stop just to hurt them for their topos was strong. I knew that my opponent would have to topo me, so I dropped double Kotsukai, and they just had to pitch 5 cards. It was just really, really rough on the opponent. He's a phenomenal card. Absolutely phenomenal. He helped me fix my hand. I wish I played another one of him, honestly. I sided him out against the mirror match because he does absolutely nothing. But so much against so many matchups, it's just, he's unfair.
Yeah. This deck is just powerful, bro.
I do 4 hidden power E6 Supreme Kais. I was running 6, then I dropped down to 5, and then I finally went down to 4, and this is the lowest that I will go.
I got somebody unboxing 2 Vegekses.
So this was just rough. You just don't want to mill this card out. So when you open in your opening hand, I normally always hold my Kais. Your opponent just takes so much damage so early, and then once they have 4 life, it's really, really difficult. If you have Kais in your hand, the game is just over. Just wrapping it up in 2 attacks is not fair, and it's a strong card. I like 5, but it's fine. 4 is good. You need, I do, obviously, 4 Bibities. Bibity is hurt, but he's not dead. 15k super combo is still good to me in my book. There's arguments for the draw super combo, but it's not really that important because the draw super combo, there's still a certain level of luck and RNG that you have to equate. So the draw super combo won't always be a 15k. Sometimes you'll draw the card and you need the extra 5k. So if you draw a card that you need, ironically, you may have to pitch it, especially if your hand is low. And I just don't like those odds. I like to just get this done. And against any other super combo, this beats any other super combo. Super combo for super combo. So strong card, you can pick it back up. Turning my leader into a 30k attacker, it's strong.
30k, there's no double strike on it.
It's just strong. It's very strong. Y'all gonna cut me for this, but I cut Fool. Fool's at 2 now. Bibbidi is weakened. I mean, Fu is a phenomenal card regardless. And in any situation where you can just pick up a super combo for 2 energy, that card would be great. But I just think that it has lesser uses now that Bibbidi is reduced to the way he is. So a good card. I did actually want to. I would probably up it back to 3 though in the main board, just because Bibbidi is so resourceful. I mean, there we go. He's Bibbidi. Bibbidi is so resourceful.
2 extra Bibbidi.
I do 4 Time Agent Trunks. I mean, he's obviously self-explanatory. A lot of times I like to combo him off on the turn that I don't need him, and then hopefully try to take another one. So he's a strong card. I like him a lot. I do 4 Vegeta Reluctant Reinforcements. I don't know. I wouldn't go lower. I absolutely wouldn't go lower. There are times, I mean, I played against the Vegeks deck. My opponent milled 2, and those were the only 2 left in the deck. They couldn't do what I was doing, and they lost. And he's just pretty strong. He's such a cool card in general. The barrier
20K barrier
helps out so much. Super duper strong, so definitely recommend. 4 is the correct number. You absolutely need to see this in the first 3 turns. Or the game just becomes even arguably the third. Like, if I don't see it in the first 2 turns and I see the third turn, I'm like, okay, cool. Not most of my deck is, I haven't milled most of my deck yet. I'm okay with getting rid of 15 cards, potentially less depending on if I milled cards to my board. So that's fine, but he has to be seen. He's the crux in the strategy. If he gets counterplayed, it just hurts, But that's the reason why you play him early. You open that card, you keep it. 4 Time Agent Vegetas, obviously. His activate battle effect was actually really strong this game and this day. I actually used this about like twice a game each game. Each game I had to deal with a card, and it was weird because a lot of people forget that he can actually remove cards from his effect, but he does. He's inherent removal. So I was able to get rid of the Black Mass Saiyans. I was able to get rid of blockers. Against Red, I was able to get rid of the super combos that special summon themselves. It's really strong. Definitely, it's in a good space. 4 Splintering Minds. This card, I normally sided 1 out every game that I had to side something in. He was a target. You never play more than 1 most of the time, but you just need to have it in your drop when you want to have it because you just want to be able to go. So I do play 4, but most of the time I did side 1 out. I think 3 is the correct number, but 4 is just safe so that I can always, have it when I want to have it. This is also a little bit weird. I only played 2 Majin Buus, Wickedness Incarnate. The games don't last that long where I'm going to be using this in rapid succession. 1 is perfectly fine, and most of the time I'm doing a lot of other things, and Kotsukai has become extremely relevant. So a lot of times my 1 energy when 1 energy plays, they were replaced by Kotsukai. I never really had to use it. In situations like versus Green and others, I would still use this card, but 2 was definitely an okay number. I don't remember siding any out, but they just weren't it. They weren't it for me. So definitely it was a fine number. I'm glad that I kept that. Hachiak. This bad boy, 2 is the perfect number. It was just busted. I kept opening with him and with Trunks, and it was just like, in the mirror match, my opponent was so pissed because they opened, they lost some stuff. I legit was like, mill 2 bad cards, overwhelm, special summon, mill 5, flood my board, mill another 5, flood my board, and have access to a huge drop. It was just really rough. So he's really nice. He also gets, it was 1 turn I needed extra combo power. I milled the top cards in my deck, and I hit 2 Kais. It was retarded. I was like, oh my god. I was looking for an attacker or combo power, and I got it. So he definitely works. He helps you awaken at times. Just does it for you. Vegeks. This guy is 2 is such a great number. I honestly really wanted to up him to 3. I mean, just being like, you don't know how many times my opponent tried to clear my board, and just special summoning him for free is absolutely nuts. It just felt so bad for the opponent. He just was nuts. I really like this card, and even 2 energy is so great because you get to bring him out, and then you can drop the 7 drop absolutely free. And a lot of times, the 7 drop is really needed in certain matchups. So there was times where I was just like, yo, attack, 2 energy, overlay, swing, EX, evolve, swing, like it was just rough. So he's a strong card. I really didn't know how I felt about him before, but I really appreciate that card.
Yeah.
2 Vegeks, space-time synthesis, obviously. I mean, I was running 3, but this guy has to be in there. The game's players are playing Black Mass saying players are trying to get rid of your board. He's good, not always needed, but definitely it. 2 Vegeks, burning, attack. This card became increasingly effective and relevant, especially when I added this guy in the deck. So I definitely think 2, 2, and 2 are the right numbers for the deck. You know, this guy, I honestly, there was so many times I was like, damn, if I had this card, I mean, I was still winning, but
You could pick him up with the actual
Bobby. Fool, yeah. I call him Bibbidi. So, 1 mirror, the creative absorb. For one, this art, thank you, Bandai. This art is beautiful. Mirror, not for nothing. The card is still broken any way you slice it. It's legit just swing and you're going to take the damage. If you don't negate, you're going to take the damage. I mean, that's that. You throw a double strike, I run 4. It's very real card. I mean, I honestly wish I sideboarded an additional 1 because he just was closing out games so much. It was just free, honestly. I did SS4 Gogeta over Black Smoke. Gogeta, in the long run, feels like the better. I did both. But Gogeta being able to untap 2 energy is really strong and make your opponent drop 2 cards and get rid of two battle cards. I mean, he deals with blockers. He reduces your opponent's hand. He untaps 2 energy for you to pick up Bibbidi or something like that, or to have a double strike. He's a 45k triple strike. I mean, he's it. You know, he's it. It was definitely it. So that was good. Then obviously, I defaulted to go to the thanks. This I'm about to curse. This shit is nuts. He's just nuts. I mean, I don't know. Like, my opponent wasn't attacking into him, and I just kept getting, it was just nuts. I love this guy. Obviously, I know you guys do too. The Jacks ain't dead. And then I did 3 power bursts. I'm mainly going to face a lot, so power burst wasn't really it. But you do need to have the defense, and this was really good to help me pick up my black masks, help me pick up my Koitsus if I had to overwhelm them. And help me pick up my my pseudo combo Kais just in case I needed the power. Then last but definitely not least, out of the main board, 2 Margin Boost. Human Extinction. This wasn't in the main board, but I said, you know what? 15k. It's a pseudo awakener, and it helps me deal better with green. Green has a very decent matchup against the Jacks due to you know, it has one of the better matchups technically. So it's just like, hey, you know, if you're gonna dormant me, maybe I'll just get rid of your Ape or your Rebri or Zarbon or something. So that was the main board. Then we go to the side bleeding, and we start off with 3 power, the 3 protect of the people. So essentially, if I went against Gohan, I would side them in. Additional ones, you know, Gohan is mad stupid. If I went against Kid Cool, I would side them in. If I went against Vegeks, I would potentially side them in, but I understand Vegeks, so this doesn't really help you against Vegeks as much as people think. Vegeks don't really, their main damage is not from battle cards. I mean, when it's time to go for game power, protect other people is not going to do anything for you. So that's the only reason why. Yeah, sometimes I would side out Power Burst. Sometimes I would side out the Extinction. Like if I needed to have Extinction against, you know, if I did against the this guy, Team Gohan. Yeah, Team Gohan. I would side out Extinctions for additionals. Burning Attack, phenomenal card against anything that needs to use cards in their drops. Even the Mirror, but I wouldn't side it against the Mirror match. If Kotakai was effective against us, then sure, this would be sided in the Mirror because you can deal with their Splintering Minds and the Koitsus. But other than that, this was mainly against green, mainly against yellow. Shenron, I can just, you know, put some of the targets back. Very strong card. I mean, you'll be surprised. Just killing an ape, it's like rough. Like, they'll be like, oh my god, I need to ape you, and they can't. 3 Horrors. obviously. One fool, I sided this in every game, which is why I said I would just up it back. This was no reason not to have it, so I sided that in every game. 2 West Kai. Kai was a little bit weaker than I expected, only because obviously only really against apes, and then Vegeks mirror match. I did side this in against the Vegeks mirror match. My opponent all landed me. I Kai'd them. He only had 2 cards left in his hand, which were double super combos, bibbities. I swung, he had to bibbity. I swung again, he had to bibbity, and then I swung again, and it was game. So he was good. Weaker because bibbity is weak, but I guess that's a good thing. I did 2 Crisis Crusher. Crisis was great against the mirror match. Helps me deal with the Black Mass Saiyans and 1-drops as well. Kill Free Power helped me with Kid Cool matchup. It helped me with Yellow and the Bergamo, Vegeta. I mean, just everything. It was great. I mean, it was good. It was a good card. Boma, this card was phenomenal. Boma, I played 2 Bomas today. And then Vegeks. This was the Deadly Defender for Vegeks. I didn't side it in, honestly. I knew that I was probably the better Vegeks player. No offense, because I know the matchup. So I just didn't have to. My opponents were just playing right into the particular game plan that, you know, I anticipated. So yeah, I didn't have to use it. It was a waste of a card, honestly. But anyway, guys, so this is the 75. Thank you so much for viewing the video. Shout outs to Team Foe. Shout outs to the Hill Twin guys. Just go ahead and follow the channel. More stuff is going to be up on like Patreon and YouTube. We're doing streams. And yeah, last but not least,
thank you guys for watching the video.
Foe and Hill Twins signing out. And as always, stay
super.